Barrel or nah. You know what? This was a call, but I don't think I prepped the call for the show. I'll just tell you. It's a call coming out of New Jersey saying that he has wetsuit tan lines on his face because he's wearing a hood in New Jersey through the wintertime. So we've
Yes.
talked about the wetsuit tan line on the neck previously. And this is a new one for me, but he's saying that
The
because he's
oval
surfing
face.
so often in the winter, he has an oval face tan from his hood. So barrel or not, wetsuit tan line on the face.
Huge barrel. Any wetsuit tan line is a barrel. Like there is no place. Of course, it is not aesthetically pleasing. Of course, it'll get people to think you're a freak, but your commitment to surfing, that's all that is right there. And beautiful. It is like a beautiful painting, like a Renoir.
It looks like a really poor makeup job.
Sure does.
Like sometimes you see the girls who have like the line that stops at their jawline
Yep.
and everything's pale below, but their face is a different color.
Yep.
This is exactly like that, except the line is pushed in a little bit more.
It's great though. That person surfing cold New Jersey enough to tan their face is a hero in my book.
It's hardcore.
Yeah.
If you're surfing that frequently in that cold of water, you deserve it. And yeah, that is the most core, most barrel.
And this is for those on the East Coast, if you happen across a oval faced tan in the wild and you're at a bar or a restaurant, buy that person a drink.
Totally.
Just send one over.
Absolutely. Hardcore.
Yep.
I agree. Barrel. Barrel or not, number 2, streaking at sporting events.
I'm going barrel. I'm saying anything. I mean, like the WSL, I think, that it always causes a nice awkward pause in the booth because they won't show it, obviously. So that's as close as we get to WSL dumb in other sports. But it's always funny where the announcers will kind of vaguely talk about it, like, oh, and there he goes. And like just hem and ha. It's great. I don't know where the tradition started.
I don't
know why it started, but when you catch them on YouTube and whatnot, they are funny. They are funny things.
Well, there's nothing funnier than seeing grown men working security trying to tackle an overweight dude with his dick flopping.
Yep. It is. I mean, it's pure comedy.
It's like, pure comedy. I mean, they don't want to do it. They're like, this is not what I signed up for. No. And I'm definitely going to get hit by that thing at some point when we're rolling around on the ground.
I mean, for sure. And the guy who does it, the person who takes off their clothes, jumps the fence and starts running around, like what went on in their mind to make them start to think that that's what they wanted to do?
Comedy.
I mean, they're comedy genius.
Comedy with a potential sex offense. You're going to have to register as a sex offender.
I mean,
and the comedy is worth it to them.
The comedy is worth going around your neighborhood, knocking on doors and saying, hi, I'm a sex offender. Yeah.
There is a rare one that you see where it's a hot chick doing it.
So rare.
But that's
it's like usually it's for a cause. When I've seen that, it's like for PETA or whatever. Like they are protesting, by which I'll also tip my cap to. If that's your protest, that's the one kind of awareness that an awareness campaign that I will get behind.
I agree.
It's got comedy as it's.
I mean, it's such a funny concept. Like for the dude who's doing it, male genitalia has a lot of range. Let's say, like if you're fully erect, that's one end of the range. And when you're fully not, it's a very, there's a 90% difference between those two sizes.
But then also in that, you've got cold, you've got like a whole other variation.
And when you're running on a football field, don't care about what the weather is. It's not your best look. Let me just put it that way. You could be hung like a horse, but when you're running on a cold football field, it is not a proud moment for you and your manhood, which makes it additionally funny. The fact that they're willing to throw out all of their self kind of worth or any just for the joke and then be tackled in their nudity, our legs going to be spread open. All of it is amazing.
There should be an honest to goodness streaker Hall of Fame somewhere. I mean, where once you do, like if you do it well, right? If you don't pull the punch, if you're out there full stride, you dodge a couple guards, you're
Dude,
like, there should be
makes it even better.
It's the best. There should be a Hall of Fame for them though.
Totally.
Where their comedy can live on.
Yeah. Well, you're all the dignity you lost by showing everything, you've regained through
Yes.
our backpacking.
Yep.
Or
Back
padding.
padding.
There we
I
go.
mean, yeah. If anybody has a spare warehouse space, hit us up. We can start these. I think we could start it pretty easily. The Streaker Hall of Fame. It just has video monitors on the wall showing the greatest hits, right?
Yeah.
Little bio detail.
Well, I want to divide the warehouse. Half of it will be the Hall of Fame, and the other half will be a training course.
Yeah.
Streaker where they
training.
have to. Yeah, exactly. So like
Perfect.
a football kind of setup. By the way, the waves are pumping.
Is it looking good?
Yeah. Jack Robinson just got a full stand-up barrel.
Waves pumping means I can hopefully. I got John still riding on this one coming up.
You son of a gun.
Yeah. Am I going to go 2 for 2 victories?
That'd be insane. You should get bonus points if you do.
Yeah. I mean, if you go a whole season, but I probably just cursed it by talking about it right now.
Possibly. Leonardo Fioravanti is in the overlapping heat with Samuel Pupo.
The people's hero. Go Leo.
Can't wait to hear what he has to say after he wins this heat.
So good.
Okay, final barrel or not. Playing video games as an adult. And this is directly related to 2 surf video games that are being advertised in the broadcast.
The Hurley one?
The WSL has one, and then Hurley's releasing one too. And so I'm like, why are they doing any of this? Like, I would never waste 1 minute playing any of those. But then I remembered a conversation I had last week when we were in Paso Robles with some of our friends that we were sharing the house with, where the adult male said,
he's a gamer.
He recently got a PS, whatever, is it 5 that they're on now? And after the kid goes to sleep, that's what he likes to do to wind down at night. I was like,
disgusts me.
So confused right now.
That disgusts me.
It does me too.
So here's the video. A video game is a complex barrel or not. It is great. And you'll get to do this with Austin when he becomes of age to go to Chuck E. Cheese and play video games, right? Like, it's fun. You win tickets and blah, blah, or take to Dave and Buster's, whatever. If you're taking your kids to a place where there are video games,
arcade games,
yeah, then play those games. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
You'll have fun. Kids have fun. Everybody's having fun, right?
Yeah.
Barrel. Arcade, barrel. Phone is flat. If you're on your phone and you're like bored and you have like whatever, Bejeweled, what's the one where you like crush the jewels, whatever? I mean, are you considering those video games?
No.
Okay. So
because I'm talking more gamer.
So I'm saying then all the way down to if you are in your house with a PS2 or Xbox or whatever, and you're an adult male, no barrel, 0 barrel. It's shameful.
Yeah,
you should put those things away. But here's the sneaky thing. I'm going to say it jumps back to barrel if you go so far in that you get the brand new VR headset and you're a full VR gamer. Then I'm going to say you're back okay.
I'm open to the possibility of VR, like how that changes everything.
I'm going to say you're living in the weird future at that point. And so I'll give that person, I'll say, you do you. That's not my thing, but I'll call that a barrel. You sitting with a handheld controller, sitting crisscross applesauce, little bag of Doritos at your knee, playing your shoot 'em up. It's kooky. It is kooky and not chill.
I grew up playing video games and I had great affinity for them until I grew out of them in early high school. and it baffles me that other people didn't grow out of them, but I know the games have also developed and changed. So maybe they've kept pace with the person's maturity and growth. But where this all goes south for me, like there is a common denominator for every version of this story where I go, that's where it goes south, which is last week, our friend said, yeah, when the kid goes to sleep, this is how I spend my time. And I go, your wife is still awake, right? So whether it is scrolling Instagram or playing Candy Crush or playing the shooter game, if it's more than 15 minutes and it's taking away from quality time with your loved ones, if your wife is sitting there tapping her foot going, honey, the bed is getting cold, and you're like, let me finish my game, you need to put that game away.
You've blown it. You're exactly right. That's a problem. Like, at least on your phone, you could put it down real quick. Phone games are a dirty little thing, right?
Yeah.
It's not cool to do, but it's understandable. It's
Yeah.
like, whatever, small little dirty things
That got out of control.
Yeah, but it's fine. Just like leave it there. Just play your 15 minutes. But yeah, to set up your console.
Yeah.
And to, again, though, once you're in the metaverse and your wife is tapping on you, you could say, "Go away. I'm with Pamela Anderson here in the metaverse."
And you're in a chair that has a toilet built into it and a refrigerator on the side of it. I mean, yeah, that's an extreme example, but in general, limit yourself to 15 minutes. If you still got the addiction and you are playing those games, 15 minutes is a good limit.
Guess what I'm going to throw in? I just had a realization. For the last little while, I will go to bed and think, year, I'll say, give it a year and say, I'm going to catch up on the day's news. And so I will scroll Apple News, my Apple News feed, scroll, read, scroll, Washington Post, New York Times, ESPN, whatever, catching up on the day's news. I realized a couple days ago, that's the same as video games. I'm not really catching up on anything. All I'm doing is straight wasting time clicking clickbaity stuff, which I'm happy to create, but silly, don't want to read it. And thought, no, absolutely not. No more phones. I'm done. I am now getting a good book and reading good books in bed.
Good. That's a far better strategy.
Or watching a fine movie, or even not a fine movie. Yesterday, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Have you watched, I think it's called Physical 100?
I've seen it advertised.
Oh, yeah. Started yesterday with the kid. It is good watching.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm in. I'm ready for something new. But I agree with you. I have not engaged with the news in years now. Like, I intentionally avoid it. And I realize that anything that is newsworthy comes across the transom somehow, and I learn about it.
Yeah.
Everything else isn't actually newsworthy. It's strictly designed as entertainment to keep you engaged and enraged.
It's entertainment. You're precisely right. That's the thing. If you want to know about what's going on in Ukraine right now, great, right? Like, go and check your news sources on that, whichever they are, and cross them and learn about something. The scrolling the news, you're learning nothing. You are being entertained like a fool.
Yeah. Completely, which is video game adjacent.
Same thing. That's what I'm saying. It's all part of the same. Entertaining yourself in dumb ways is
they do gamify it to a certain degree, the way it's laid out and videos and all this.
Same diff. I thought I was being wise. I thought I'm just being an adult. People used to sit with a newspaper. I'm sitting on my phone. No, you are being a fool. I was being a fool.
Well, no video games, no barrel officially.
No barrel. Yep.
Officially.
Sorry.
All right. Well, hey. Thank you to athleticgreens.com/surf. Thank you to linkedin.com/surf. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you to our listeners.